These creatures help each other when someone is in a difficult situation, or even in trouble. Dogs and cats do not hurt each other. Lions can go against their own kin and take the side of the prey. A hippopotamus can help a fragile creature in a difficult moment, and even a small bird can drive a snake away from its chicks. In this issue, you will see these and other incredible cases of mutual assistance between animals. Turtles often roll over on their pants, then jerk their paws, trying to get up, but they themselves can hardly ever get up. Fortunately, nearby, their friends turtles often pass by, who help them, push them, and return them to their natural position. But there are more turtles. The brother tries to help her, but it doesn't work, and then another reptile comes up to them. It seems that she is ready to help, but then for some reason goes further on her own business. Okay, it's okay, you can handle it alone too, which the turtle soon proves to us all. What's even more amazing is when other animals help turtles to turn over. For example, this bulldozer did so. The bull realized that the turtle was uncomfortable and gently turned her horn under the eyes of the audience. The black dog was walking with his gray friend, but suddenly he got lost somewhere, found himself in a pit, and could not get up on his own. It was lucky that he had such a loyal friend. He immediately ran to the rescue, dropped the leash on his brother, and pulled him out. It happens that you have to pull out of the water. This bulldozer carried a little flow in a small stream. It is unlikely that something bad happened to him. It was not deep there, but another dog decided not to check it and dragged his friend ashore. This elephant also got into a similar situation. He was walking with his herd near some pond and accidentally fell into the water. Again, it was not deep, but the elephant is still too weak. He cannot climb up on his own. Adult giants gently push him, grabbing him with their hooves, and one of them even went into the water himself to help with the back. Soon the elephant was together with his adult relatives. This raccoon loves to swim, and so he went to swim in the pool again. His brother immediately approaches him. The second raccoon is very worried about his brother the swimmer, carefully observes so that he does not drown and so that everything is in order with him. Every time the swimmer finds himself by the side, the brother tries to drag him up, but unsuccessfully, he is too heavy. In any case, nothing bad happened here. We just saw how animals can help and worry, and this is always great. In these shots, the coyote bit the chicken. She began to fly away from him and chose the best direction for this. She flew to the territory of goats, and very friendly goats. Look how they blocked the way for the coyote. The three of them stood up to protect the chicken, and if necessary, were ready to protect each other. The coyote immediately ran away. He did not expect such a confrontation and could not understand how exactly to bypass the goats and get to the chicken. Soon he was already thinking about how not to run into the goats themselves. As a result, the coyote just turned around and went to look for another prey. Animals can help each other in various pranks. For example, here the dog helps the cat to climb over the fence in the house so that the Fluffy gets on the stairs. The dog pushes him, lifts him up, tries. There are no questions to him, but the cat should gain muscle mass. So far, the strength of his paws is not enough to carry out such operations to penetrate the stairs. In these shots, we see a typical African picture. There is a small antelope, but suddenly a lion attacks it. The antelope runs away, but the lion runs after her and pursues her. This goes on for about half a minute. He catches her and does nothing. Moreover, he seems to cover her with his body, takes her under protection, and even strokes her paw. That's how it is. He really ran after the antelope to protect her, because nearby was the cousin of the lion, and he had completely different plans for this little herbivore. Finally, the second lion appears, and the first one protects the antelope from him. The defender did not let the baby down, showing that lions can be not only merciless predators. They say cats and dogs don't get along very well with each other. Well, I don't know, at least this video proves the opposite. Here one cat clung to the dog and attacked her. After that, the fierce and ferocious friend of the dog instantly stood up for him and taught the offender. And this is a reverse case. The cat was resting on a bench, to which his friend the dog was tied on a leash. Suddenly, another dog decided to attack the cat. The cat got scared, but it didn't come to a fight. The dog protected her friend from her own cousin and did not hurt him. And in the end, the cat was already scared and attacked the enemy himself. The author of the video filmed how the mother bear spent time with her cubs. She climbed a high snowdrift, 2 cubs were stuck behind her, but the third was still too small and weak. He could not climb on his own and slipped all the time. The bear decided to help him, and at the same time protect him from the car, which the predator took as a threat. With such a brave mother, there is nothing to be afraid of these bears. Wandering dogs are a separate animal caste. Many of them are ready to step in for a friend without thinking and help a relative in any situation. Here is just such a case. The dogs were walking on the road, one of them went somewhere, and the second remained to wander in the center. Suddenly a car appeared. The second dog reacted instantly and saved his wandering comrade from under the wheels of a tram. Like for such a reaction of the hero. Behemoths are very formidable creatures that can attack and kill almost anyone, especially not the strongest young zebras. But often behemoths, on the contrary, help other animals. Here the help came to the zebra. She separated from her garden and began to slowly carry it with the current straight to the behemoth. The giant was not confused and did not attack the easy prey. On the contrary, he began to push the zebra to the shore. The behemoth directed the zebra and made sure that it reached the stones. The young creature was eventually safe. A little away from the shock and rest, she went to the shore. Here we see a typical picture from the life of birds. A mother bird flew to her chicks with something delicious. She feeds her chicks, takes care of them, and cleans the nests. In general, she does everything that a mother should do. At some point the bird flies away, and then the nest is stolen by a snake. Yes, small, but it can harm the chicks. The snake is already going to eat one of them, and at the very last moment the bird flies. The mother saves her chicks and eats them. Sometimes other animals help the chicks, which do not have the feathers of a wolf. For example, this heroic dog noticed somewhere in the water of the chick. This is a cable car, but the bird rushed into the water, grabbed the bird and immediately swam to the bottom. As you can see, the chick is safe and unharmed. The rescue operation was successful. On these cables we see a feeding swan. He takes food from the nest, but does not eat it right away. It seems that he does not eat it at all, but gives it to the fish that clung to the small raft. The swan feeds the fish and wants to make sure that he helped everyone and that no one was left hungry. At least this is how you can interpret what is happening before our eyes. In fact, everything is not so simple here. By and large, the swan does not care about the fish. He just soaks the food in water and drinks it, then eats the already soaked food. But at the same time, the fish still get a little food in the form of fallen crumbs, so everyone is satisfied. Sometimes saving is enough to prevent conflicts that can turn into something dangerous. This dog did just that. He noticed 2 sheep, which clarified the relationship and straightened them out before they beat each other. Caring for young people is always humiliating, especially when it comes to love. With the adoption of a tiny kitten, he barely climbs the stairs up the stairs, and then his friend the dog decides to help. At first he tries to grab him by the skin, but in the end he grabs his head and brings it upstairs. Do not worry, the dog did not harm the kitten and did everything carefully. In these shots, we see two dogs that are carried away by the current in a canoe. In fact, they are not quite in sight. They saw how the canoe was carried away by the wind from the shore and jumped into it to return it back to the shore. Inside, they found some kind of rope and threw it to the third dog. The dog climbed into the water and took the canoe with the brothers to the shore. Such is the unusual dog operation to return the canoe to the base. The young imperial penguins were going about their business somewhere in Antarctica, when suddenly they came across a giant woodpecker on their way. One of the main enemies of these flying birds. He blocked their way and the penguins had to defend themselves. They stood in a circle, placing the youngest ones in the center. In any case, the woodpecker had no reason to hurry. He could have just taken the penguins out of the sea. But then, unexpectedly, the Adelie penguin appeared. Despite the fact that this is a different species, he could not pass by when his relatives were threatened by a woodpecker. The Adelie penguin stood up to protect